12-year-old Emma Hayes was kidnapped on her way home from school and was about to disappear forever. But what her late father's retired Marine canine did next changed everything. Before I tell you how Ranger saved her, tell us, where are you watching from? It was a late afternoon in Redwood Valley, California. The kind of suburban place where people left garage doors open, neighbors waved at each other, and kids walked home without a second thought. The golden sun stretched long shadows across Elm Street. 12-year-old Emma Hayes walked alone, her backpack bouncing gently, earbuds in, humming along to a song she half knew the words to. The buses had already dropped most kids off, and the neighborhood was settling into its usual evening quiet. Sprinklers ticked in distant yards, and a lawnmower buzzed faintly 3 streets over. Emma slowed at the corner out of habit, glancing down Maple Drive toward her house. She always checked for Ranger, her dad's retired Marine canine, a massive German shepherd with a white tan coat and amber eyes that never seemed to rest. Ranger usually waited on the porch, lying like a statue, ears alert, gaze steady. Today, he wasn't there. Emma frowned. That was strange. Her dad, Staff Sergeant Daniel Hayes, had served 3 tours overseas. When he'd retired Ranger, the dog came home to California with him. After her dad passed away unexpectedly 2 years ago, Ranger had taken his place in ways Emma didn't fully understand, watching the windows, sleeping by her bedroom door, walking her halfway to school every morning. Her mom had said it was fine for her to walk home alone. It's just a few blocks, and Ranger's right there when you get home. But today, with the porch empty, she felt different. Emma turned the corner toward home. That's when she noticed it. A white van parked 2 houses back. The engine hummed quietly. She'd seen this van before, maybe. Or maybe it was just like every other van. Her dad had taught her things most kids didn't think about. Quote, if a vehicle slows down near you, eyes up, phone ready. If it stops, you run. End quote. Her earbuds felt heavy. She slipped one out. The van rolled forward. Her heart tapped faster. By the time she looked back again, the side doors slid open. A hand shot out, strong, rough, grabbing her wrist before she could scream. Her books scattered on the sidewalk. One shoe slipped free. Something soft and chemical pressed over her mouth. Her phone clattered to the pavement, the screen cracking. In the quiet street, there was no one to see. The van slammed shut, and the van rolled away. At home, Ranger's head jerked up before the sound of the van faded down the block. The big German shepherd rose from the rug by the window, pacing to the door, his ears swiveled, his nose working the air, searching. Inside the kitchen, Sarah Hayes, Emma's mom, was paying bills. She looked up at the sharp bark. Ranger! The dog's tail was stiff, his body tense. His bark wasn't the soft warning he sometimes gave the mailman. This one was low, sharp, urgent. The bark her late husband used to say meant something's wrong. Sarah's stomach tightened. A knock at the door. It was Mr. Collins, their neighbor, holding Emma's shoe. I found this by the crosswalk, he said, frowning. Did she stop by? Sarah's blood went cold. Her hand shook as she dialed 911. Ranger growled low, pacing. The 911 operator's voice was calm, asking for Emma's description. Sarah's words stumbled. Before she could even finish, Ranger bolted out the open front door, nose low, tail straight, just as he had on base years ago. 2 police units arrived within minutes. Officer Mark Reynolds, a canine handler himself, stepped out and immediately recognized the shepherd. This is Sergeant Hayes's dog, he said quietly, remembering the man he'd served with overseas. Sarah's voice cracked. He's looking for her. Please, let him. Reynolds didn't hesitate. Let's follow the dog. Ranger picked up Emma's scent near the crosswalk. His pace quickened, nose pressing into every step, circling once before locking in a direction. The officers moved in formation, keeping distance. Ranger's tail stiffened whenever he found a strong trail, then whipped slightly, confirmation. Inside a locked storage unit, Emma was tied to a chair. Two men argued. One paced. "She's just a kid. Are you sure this is worth it?" "She's the Marines' kid. People pay for that kind of leverage. We just wait." Emma's wrists burned from the rope. Her breath shook, but her mind repeated her father's words. "If something happens, Ranger will come for you." Outside, Ranger stopped. His hackles rose. He gave a single sharp bark. Reynolds lifted his hand. "He's got something." They followed as Ranger padded to the back of the storage facility. There was a broken vent, just big enough for him. Inside, Emma's head snapped up. She heard it, a low whine, the sound she had fallen asleep to countless nights. "Ranger!" she whispered, voice breaking. Metal scraped softly. A flash of tan fur slipped through the shadows. Ranger's eyes locked on hers. One of the men turned. "What the—" Ranger lunged before he could finish, teeth catching the man's sleeve, dragging him to the ground. The second man reached for Emma, but sirens filled the air. Reynolds and two officers burst through the main door. "Police! Hands up!" The men froze. Ranger stood over one, growling low. Reynolds untied Emma. Outside, Sarah's voice screamed her name. Emma ran into her mother's arms. That night, the Hayes house was quiet, except for Ranger's slow breathing. Emma sat on the couch, wrapped in a blanket, Ranger's head in her lap. Her fingers brushed the fur along his scar from his service days. "Dad was right. He came for me," she whispered. "Yes, sweetheart, he always will." From then on, people in Redwood Valley called Ranger the Sergeant's Shadow. He didn't leave Emma's side, ever. At school, at the park, even in the yard, he was there. On the anniversary of her dad's death, Emma slipped his old dog tags onto Ranger's collar. "You saved me, Ranger, just like you saved him. Your family, forever." Ranger didn't understand the words, but he leaned against her, his weight grounding her, still standing watch, just as her dad had promised. If Ranger's loyalty touched your heart, share this story so more people remember the bond between a soldier, his family, and his canine. Comment your thoughts below. Every word keeps their story alive. And don't forget to subscribe for more true emotional rescues that prove courage never retires.